Hey gamers, it's Jeremy with One Up Retro. Today I'm going to do a video that's going to have limited cuts in it. I'm going to try to do the whole thing without editing at all, actually. We're going to do a label replacement on a Little Samson with a cracked cart. The front face of the cartridge is cracked. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you that it is an actual cart. Come behind the camera here and get focused in. Here's the game, and it does have a little bit of label damage already. I made a trade with a guy in December. You can see that the crack is right here, and it has separated partially the label. I'm going to go ahead and fix that too. But to show you that it is a real game, I'm going to go ahead and open it up here real quick, and then we'll throw it in the system, and you can see it play. So what I'll probably end up doing is I'll just take these apart, and then so here's the board. Front and back. So we'll go ahead and we'll just put it back together here real quick. Let me grab the back of another one here, and just put this back on here, and we're going to go ahead and here's the workshop. So make sure that that's in there tight. Get the game in there right. That may not work right. You can see here the on the inside, that crack goes all the way across right there. So once it's done, I'll show you the rest of it. But, get that in there. Just slide it in there. And I'm running this on the Retron HD, so this is running through an HDMI cable. But as you can see, that's the game. So let's get back over to my desk area, and we'll start with taking that label off. Now, I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. I've done hundreds of label removals and replacements, but you know, it's a little heart fluttering when you know you've got a $1,100 to $1,400 game in your hand, that the label's really not in bad shape. There is a little bit right here at the top too. So usually I start from the bottom and work my way up, but because of the way that this is down here, I'm probably going to start from the top and work my way down, and go from there. So this will be our new gray label. I'm sorry, our gray replacement cart shell. It already has the screws in it as well. So I'll have that all ready to go. And alright, let's go ahead and get started. I'll get my temperature set to the normal temperature that I use to remove labels. I have a couple of different settings that I use for different cart types, and so I have those marked on the dial. So if it doesn't feel like it's going to come off easily, I'm going to increase the heat. But I also have to be really careful of this area right here. So I'll give it a few seconds. I usually try to keep the heat on it for anywhere between 15 and 20 seconds. I don't want the sticker to buckle. So it's a little bit hotter than a hair dryer. We're just going to make that glue underneath a little more pliable. That might be good right there. Get that top part focused on a little more. Turn it up just a little bit. I want to feel it where it's just slightly burning my hand, and then I'll know that it's hot enough to start making that glue a little more malleable. Loosen it up a little bit. As you can see, I'm not hurting the label at all. I'm not hot enough that it's causing that to melt a little bit. So get out of the way. So I'll take my little knife and try to get underneath the corner here. And we'll just peel it back. If it feels tight, then I'll probably put more heat on it. But yeah, right there it feels a little tight. So I'm gonna put a little more heat on that so that it doesn't tear that glue away. Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, I can feel that heat now. Once I get down to that corner that I'm concerned about, that's going to be a little heart pounding. There we go. I'm going to put some gloves on here real quick. You don't want oils from your finger to get on the adhesive, because then you'll have a hard time with it reapplying. So I'm going to put some gloves on, and it's easier for me to use my fingers to sense how hard I'm pulling rather than a pair of tweezers. So there's that little part right there. It's just, and honestly I don't know if this, I mean, there's a possibility that this label had popped up on the top before and the previous owner could have used some sort of super glue or something to glue it down itself. So I'm taking a big risk here, pulling the label off without knowing, but I want that crack out of there, and the only way to do it is to remove the label and transfer it. If it goes too much longer, I'll probably have to edit for time. This is where I start breathing slow. Okay, there's a little bit on that corner that didn't want to come up. We're going to use our X-Acto. There we go. All right. This is a heart-pounding moment. I can feel it wanting to come up, but it's still a little tight, and I've got it about as hot as I want to get it. So now if I go any hotter, it's going to start to curl. We don't want that. You just have to be very, very, very methodical, very slow. Yeah, it just doesn't want to peel right there, and you can kind of see it. I don't know if I can get in close enough on that, but you can see where the glue itself is sticking to the plate. So we're going to take our X-Acto knife and just kind of help pull that away from the plastic. Let's see if we can just gently peel back that part. This game is what, 24 years old roughly? So you got some little pieces that are still wanting to come down. Now the adhesive on this is not too solid, but it's in a state that isn't very pliable, which means I'm probably going to have to add a little bit of adhesive after it's moved to keep that down. But I don't ever plan on selling this, so for me it'll work out just fine. But we're about there. Okay. Alright, well, we got it past the fold, so we're opened up now. And now we just heat this back up and work our way down to the bottom. Yeah, I think you can kind of see there, it looks like they may have actually used another adhesive because it was peeling back. So I got to get around what they used so that I can peel this side back. Got a lot of autofocus going on here. My camera's making all sorts of noises. All right. Slowly but surely. If you peel too fast or you pull too hard, you can cause a lot of other problems. So I'm just going to go really, really slow. Just need to get past this piece right here. Everything else is peeling pretty well except for this whole side. And I think that it might have some other adhesive on it that is keeping it from coming all the way off easily. Now it's the critical part. I feel like I may have had the heat just a little too high right here. I'm going to have to work that out a little bit. Yeah, they definitely, whoever had this before, definitely used some other adhesive on here. It's probably like a super glue. It's kind of hard up here in this corner, so they definitely put super glue up here to hold it down, which is unfortunate because it's gonna have some issues putting it on the new cart. But you know, it was a gamble I was willing to take, you know, but we'll see. I'm just going to be really careful with it. I'm going to go a little slower. Keep the back side. See if I can get that to come off from the back side easier than over the label itself. We'll see what happens. Starting to get to where that crack is at. You can really kind of start to see it now as I start to peel this away. Oh man, yeah, it actually tore the label on the underside. I got to be really careful with that, because that, if you can see there, right here, that crack tore the label, peeled it away from the actual image of the sticker. So I got to be really careful with this part of it, because now I'm dealing with a damaged portion of the label that could potentially tear the rest of the way, and I can feel it on my finger. Oh. That's not good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I felt it on my glove, and it started to peel away. So you can't see it, but I'm sweating pretty bad right now. Alright, I'm almost to the bottom side. Get this over here where we can see it. I'm gonna have to peel my finger back. So I'm gonna have to put this piece, because that whole piece tore, so it's gonna fold in on itself. And then I'm gonna have to re-adhere it once I get it on the new. You know, I'm at 20 minutes right now, so I'm probably gonna have to edit this, because I don't have access to put more than 15 minutes on my video, so I'll probably have to split it into 1 and 2. That's the part I was worried about right there. Okay, let's put a little more heat on that. I don't have to cut it off. Okay. Alright, well, we got the label off. So there's the label. Now we're going to put it on. There's a lot of work left to do. So here's the crack in that original. It goes all the way across there. So now we're going to put that right back on. So the nice thing is there's already a bend in it, so we just have to line up the bend. Now I'm definitely going to have to, that top part was hardened, so there's going to be some adjustments we're going to have to make on this. Feels like it's going on crooked. A little crooked is okay, but way crooked is not. And it feels like it's too far to the right. Okay. Okay, now I have to use my tweezers to get that out of the way. Then we're just going to lightly press it to the left so that we can get all of the air bubbles out of it and line we got to line this piece back up. I have to pray to get that line back up, but it's the price I had to pay to try to remove that and reattach it to this new piece. You know, I knew the risks before I started this, and worst case scenario is I make a reproduction label for it, you know. I may just have to take this piece out and then put my own little. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to have to put my own down because it's not going to be able to stick anyway. And then with my own piece in there, I'll have a little more control. So that way I'm not going to make. See, there's a bubble over here because of that one piece folded up, but I'll take care of all of that. So not a big deal. Didn't realize I was out of camera, darn it. So, all right, well, I had to remove this piece. It was just falling apart. So I removed this piece, and I'm going to put my own adhesive in here to get that to lay back down. And then I have to put some new adhesive up here because of where the last person who had it, and then probably up here across the top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And yeah, so, and here, I don't know if this showed up last time, but there's the crack in the original one all the way through. So I'm going to go ahead and get what I need to fix this, and hopefully it won't look too bad. So I just use some 3M double sticky tape here, and I just cut it in the lengths that I need. Probably gonna guess here just to see what I need on top. So yeah, so we'll peel this back. We'll go, actually I want that to go across the full length, so we'll make it a little bit longer. That's long enough. I can cut it on the other side. Alright, so alright, well, let's give that a try. I'm probably going to have to take my X-Acto and maybe cut a little bit around the edges there, but we can get it down. Alright, and then I'll put the same underneath there. So now you can see that's back down, so that looks pretty good. And now we'll take this piece here and get it as lined up under there as possible. We're going to line it up with the bottom of that so that we'll hold that entire piece down. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to cut another piece and then we'll lay it in there. Okay. Okay. piece right up above that. Move that over just a little bit. Alright. Hated to do this, but there was no other choice. But it's a very small. It's a very small piece, and it's not very thick. It's actually just about as thick as the piece of paper that was behind it, so it's not going to make it look any different. So, alright, well, that's the replacement. And I'd say it's pretty good. So anyway, thanks for watching, and please subscribe below. If you have any questions, comments, you can comment below and we'll answer them. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can email us at info@oneuppretro.com. Check out our website at www.oneuppretro.com. And as always, guys, game on, and we'll talk to you later.